Most new insurance agents procrastinate too much. As soon as they get their license, they start watching YouTube videos, go on Reddit, and try and learn about all the different products with the intention of mastering everything before they even get on their first phone call. Right now, if you're new, you're probably not doing the wrong things. You might just be doing them in the wrong sequence. My name is Joe DeMartinez. My first year in the life insurance industry, I did over $400,000 on my own pen, and I currently have a team that does around $400,000 per month in life insurance premium. In this video, we're going to talk about exactly what you need to do in your first week to start closing consistently from day one. And when I say day one, I mean you've gone through some sort of basic training process of the script and the products to help you get ready on the phones. This three-step framework is something that we've tracked across all our agents, and it proves to work every single time. That exact process is getting in front of leads on day one, following a script that's been proven to work, and mastering the top 3 most common objections. My first day in the industry, I closed 2 policies and probably made about 500 phone calls. My first sale ended up charging back, but the second one is still a client that I currently have to this day that I ended up getting 2 referrals from as well. So after my first day dialing, I was off to the races. I knew that this was for me because I was willing to put in the work. What my experience taught me on day one is the best way to learn is simply by doing it, and that's going to be the best way for you to learn as well. We've seen it across all our agents. All the guys that just throw themselves right in the fire seem to do the best from the beginning. So after your license and been through that basic training of the script, the first step is to get in front of those leads on day one. Whether you need to buy those leads or if you're on free leads, get in front of people at all costs and don't wait until you think you're ready. The truth is, the fastest way to grow in this industry is by taking action, failing fast, and just learning from the mistakes you make. Your goal isn't necessarily to close in the early days, within your first few days. Even though closing is great, your goal should be to make 2, 3, 400 dials a day, whatever you're capable of with the time that you have. And eventually the results will catch up to your action. The only reason that I closed 2 deals in my first day is because I made 500 dials. Not because of my skill, because I can promise you in those days, my skill was not there. I had a lot of work to do, but was willing to put in the work once again, which is all that really matters in those early days. But okay, with all that said, let's go into the next part of the framework, which is going to be mastering that script. In order to master the script, an exercise that we do with our new agents is to first break the script into sections. So that's going to be your intro, needs analysis, medical questions, pitching the price as well as the carrier, setting the draft date, going through the application, getting the social as well as the bank information, closing the deal, and then finally solidifying the deal and collecting those referrals. So you're going to start from the top of the script and go one section at a time, repeating each individual section of the script multiple times. So you'll read the intro 20 times, 30 times, 50 times, however many times you need to until it's memorized. Then you're going to black it out with the highlighter tool in your Google Doc, then move on to the next section. Move on to the needs analysis, except whenever you start over again, you're going to still read from the top of the intro and then continue down until the end of the section that you're on. So you're going to read that needs analysis section 20 times, 30 times, however many times you need to until it's memorized. Black that out, then move on to the next section again. Start with what you've already memorized, read until the part of the script that you're working on that's not highlighted, and then continue going until the whole script is completely black and you've gotten it all memorized. Now, here's where most agents completely fall apart, because even if you dial a lot and your script is good, if you can't master the 3 most common objections that you'll get, then you'll be dead in the water. All right, guys, so I got my doc pulled up here, and we're going to walk through the 3 most common objections that you'll get on your sales calls. If you're able to rebuttal these objections, you're sure to make a lot more sales, so definitely pay attention. So starting off with the money objection here, client's going to tell you they need to think about it. I need to think about it. So I understand. It sounds like you do value the life insurance to make sure that nobody has to come out of pocket for those final expenses, but you just want to make sure that everything works in with your budget, right? Client's going to say, right, you're acknowledging the concern, you're not fighting them at all. So they'll answer, that's right, gotcha. So price aside here, do you think this would give you the peace of mind that you'd be looking for? They'll say yes, removes price from the equation temporarily, and just makes them think that they might need this product in order to take that stress off themselves, knowing that the final expenses will be covered. So then you'll say, okay, I understand. So do you currently feel that the $95 a month for $15,000 of coverage is just a bit high for your budget at the moment? They're going to say yes, because price is the concern. You're naming the exact number, making it easy for them to confirm. Once they say yes, you're going to have permission to offer that lower option. So that's totally fine. I always recommend starting with a lower coverage that does fit your budget. That way you can cover most of those final expenses. And whenever you're ready, we can just add more. Does that make sense? Yes, that makes sense. So what's something that's going to be affordable for you to see if you can get approved? That way you can at least cover most of those final expenses for your family. Some of my clients like to be under 80 a month, under 70 a month, under 60 a month. What's ideal for you? So we're price anchoring here, giving them 3 different options to choose from. They can only choose one. Whichever one they choose, you know where their budget's at, you know where their finances are at. That's how you handle that objection. Pretty simple for the most part. The wife objection here, which is the one we're going to go on to next, is probably going to be the most difficult. Client's going to say, I need to talk to my wife about it. When they say that, you'll say, okay, when you say that, do you mean that you just want to go over the price with them, or you're just not sure if you really need it? So you're going to split the objection into 2, finding out if it's really just the price or if they don't think they need it, right? See if they see the value in the product. So you're going to say, okay, it sounds like you do see the value in the life insurance, but hypothetically speaking, if your wife was here with us right now, do you think she'd go with the $10,000 option or the $15,000 option? Wait for that response. Say that he says she'd go with the $10,000 option. You're going to ask, why do you think they'd go with that option? Let him talk a little bit. Let him put himself in the shoes of his wife and get him into a mindset of agreeing rather than objecting. So he'll explain his reasoning. Then you'll say, okay, sounds good. Can I make a suggestion? Yeah, you can make a suggestion. Okay, most of my clients who need to speak with their spouse tend to go with the $10,000 option. Since you told me you'd both probably be on the same page with that, the first step is even seeing if you'd get approved. This quote means nothing without an approval, and if she wants to add the additional coverage later, you just give me a quick call. Does that sound fair? Yeah, that sounds fair. So, making it super simple to downsell. All we want to see is if you're approved. If you are, it'll be something that's affordable for you at the moment, and then whenever you're ready at a later date, we can always raise that coverage. Sound fair? Cool. So that's how you handle that objection, guys. I'm going to share this doc at the end too, so you guys can take it and use it. But now, moving on to the preference objection here, client's going to say, I just want to shop around. And you're always going to want to agree with them first. So, all right, I respect that. Shopping around smart, but what do you value most about the life insurance? Is that going to be the lowest price, the highest coverage, no waiting periods, a certain carrier, living benefits? What's the most important thing for you? You're isolating what the real issue is. You're going to find out what is most important to them. So they're going to go ahead and tell you, say that they said that their biggest concern is just making sure they get the lowest price. Got it. So it sounds like you do value having life insurance. You just want to make sure that you're locked into that lowest rate. Is that right? So just repeating exactly what they said right here and, ending with a call to action. Is that right? Yep, that's right. Just want to make sure that we're locked into that lowest rate. So if I can find you a company today that meets those exact needs, there should be no issue getting this taken care of, right? That's right. So getting confirmation. Perfect. Here's the thing. I work with over 20 different carriers, from Mutual of Omaha to Transamerica to Aflac. My job is to shop the market for you and find those best rates based on your age, health, and goals. Does that all make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. So right now, based on what you've told me, Mutual of Omaha is hands down the best carrier for you statewide. So here's what we're going to do. let's first see if we can even get you approved. If you are, you'll know you're locked into that lowest rate available. And if you still want to shop around afterward, that's completely fine. But I can assure you, if you're approved here, it would be the best option for you. Does that sound fair? Yep, that sounds fair. I'm still tying in the main concern of getting that lowest price into that last thing we said here. So I said, based on what you've told me, Mutual of Omaha is hands down the best option for you statewide. So here's what we'll do. Let's first see if you can even get approved. If you are, you'll know that you're locked into that lowest rate available. Change that out for best coverage to lowest rate, because that is the real concern. And if you still want to shop around afterwards, that's completely fine. But I can assure you that if you're approved here, it'd be the best option for you. Does that sound fair? Cool. And the final reframe here is that they can still shop around after, which makes the client feel at ease. It makes them feel much more comfortable knowing that if this isn't something that they do want, they can always go ahead and switch for something else, even though that's not the goal here. All right, guys, so I've seen many people fail out of this business before even making it 30 days. And most of the time it's because they can't handle those 3 common intro objections. But to sum up this video today, in order to start closing consistently from day 1, you're first going to want to start dialing on day 1, not overcomplicating things, not watching too many videos or doing too much research on products. Just throw yourself in the fire, start dialing, failing, and learning from day 1. Then, on your free time, you're going to use that blackout method that we went through in this video in order to help you memorize the script. And then lastly, you're going to want to master those 3 common objections that we went over at the end here. Make sure you do download that document and save it for yourself. That way you can help yourself in the early stages and make sure you're closing deals consistently. But that's really it for this video today, guys. Drop a like, a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you all in the next.